I'm gonna rank the 10 best units in Dragon Ball Legends, 10 being the worst and 1 being the best. There's gonna be units like Ultra Vegito Blue, Gofrieza, and more on this list. So let's see who I think are the best units in the game. Coming in at number 10, we have Ultra Gogeta Blue. This guy's gauge is still going strong. I feel like he has gained value with how much comboing has been like recent. Like with Super Saiyan Goku, comboing has been just 99 combo, 99 combo, 99 combo. It's like, oh my god. With Captain Ginyu, it's 99 combo, 99 combo. It's insane. I feel like he has gained value. Now, it's kind of strange for me to say that, and he dropped in ranking from where I put him last time, but I think this guy is still top 10 worthy. I feel like he has aged pretty well. I mean, he's nearing a year old, and he's still as strong as he is, which, I mean, I guess you could say is a good thing in the sense that power creep is hopefully not as bad as it was a year ago. I just think this guy's gauge is very strong. I'm very happy with where he's sitting. His main ability is also very strong. Delete your cards, deletes his own debuffs. I think it deletes your buffs too. Like, and then after 60 counts of the match, he just goes God mode. So if he lived long enough, this guy suddenly becomes honestly better than Ultra Gogeta Blue, or Ultra Vegito Blue, and just starts comboing forever. He gets his Vanish back on green. He's amazing. At number 9, we have Sword of Hope Trunks, and so this guy is starting to fall off a bit. I think because of the fact that Ultra Vegito Blue is also falling off, I think this guy's usage is kind of diminishing. Like, he's still very good, don't get me wrong. I just feel like his Zenkai was mainly to stop Ultra Vegito Blue. I mean, obviously, he still has a lot of utility outside of that. I just feel like the reason why this guy was as good as he was when he got his Zenkai is because of Ultra Vegito Blue. And so with Ultra Vegito Blue kind of dying down and not really being as strong as he was when he first came out, I think this guy also is in return going to be shrinking a little bit in terms of how much he's going to be used, because there are other people like Super Saiyan Goku and Android 17 who have taken his spot and his role on most teams. He also, not to mention his endurance, I mean, they did give his endurance, they did widen the team that you can put his endurance, or get his endurance on, but I still feel like having conditional endurance kind of messes with this guy because it still affects the teams you can put him on, which is why I've put him lower. It's not really that big of a deal. Like, I don't think I've had a single issue with getting him his endurance. I just feel like, again, his value mostly is just diminishing because Ultra Vegito Blue is not as strong, but he's still very good. He ends a combo immediately when his gauge is filled. He's good. At number 8, we have Kid Goku. So this is where I'm gonna have to do some explaining. The reason why I've put Kid Goku at number 8 instead of maybe higher up as some people were hoping for is because I faced this guy enough to see that his purpose, like his existence, feels like it's just to counter Gofrieza, but I feel like he just doesn't really survive. He has endurance to help him, but for some reason, whenever I faced him and whenever I've gone against him, his damage is okay, like it's what you would expect. But other than that, I mean, he just feels like just a normal, he feels like a monthly LF. Like, he is probably going to fall off, but at the same time, I don't know. Because his passive, or his gauge, is very strong in the sense that you can just have him on your bench, and he'll be healing your team, he'll be getting Dragon Balls, he gets uncancelable cover null. I feel like he's very strong, and so I think the thing is, he's, I think, going to be relevant. I don't know for how long, but I think it'll depend on the meta in the upcoming Legends Fest. I think Legends Fest will determine whether or not this guy will be as good as he can be, because I feel like right now he doesn't really have a lot of team synergy, especially on the Dragon Ball Saga team. That team is disgusting. I mean, what they did with it, sure, it made it a little bit better, but it's still not really a very good team. So if this guy gets some support and some help to get like Dragon Balls, for example, I think he'll be a lot better. Next up, we have LF Perfect Cell, the new one, not the old one, the Battle Blow Cell. This guy, I actually didn't even put him on my top 10 last time, and I think that was because I didn't really see him as often, but now that I've had experiences with consistently grinding God rank, because I stream almost every day, you should go check that out, by the way, I have been able to see this guy in action a lot more at low stars and high stars, and I've realized he is a lot better than I thought he was. Like, this guy is crazy. His gauge is awesome. I think his healing is good. His defense is not the best, but he makes up for it in healing, because if you proc his gauge and then main ability, you're getting like 70% of your health back. It's insane. And then his green card, AoE green cards are always going to be strong. It's kind of like a Kid Buu, arguably. I think if his green card was even just slightly like better, like Kid Buu's. Now, I'm not saying that's why he's top 7. I'm saying he's top 7 because I feel like the reason for him being on your team is to eat a Rising Rush. And I feel like those types of characters tend to fall off. Obviously, we saw with Tapion and Magenta. But because this guy can do solid damage, he can heal, I think this guy is just a really solid option, even on the leader slot on almost every team that you have. Next up, we have Ultra Rosé. So him being this high up is mostly because of the fact that since Ultra Vegito Blue is starting to fall off, it's because of, blue units. The fact that another blue unit has entered the meta has given this guy the means of coming back to life, which is also giving Perfect Cell as someone to munch on. But Rose is a very good character, very, very good Ultra. I think he's a little bit older than Gogeta Blue, right? I think he came out a little bit after. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he did. He has aged very well, just like Gogeta Blue. I think Gogeta Blue and him, if Gogeta Blue is by any means in the meta, or sorry, if Rose is by any means in the meta, Gogeta Blue is going to be in the meta. I feel like they kind of correlate with each other. And if Rose falls off, Gogeta Blue will fall off. And if it's so weird how those two correlate, because every time that Rose is in the meta, so is Gogeta Blue. And there's only been one meta so far since his release that I didn't really see him as often. And when in that meta, Gogeta Blue doesn't... Okay, anyways, that doesn't really matter. Rose, 3 ultimates, that says enough. Blue card, amazing. Green card, amazing. Like, this character, he is munching on everybody. He is destroying the meta because it's so full of blue characters. It is literally just a feast for this guy. Breaking into the top 5, we have Gamma 1 and 2. This unit I have mixed feelings for. So as you guys know, if you watch my channel, I love this unit. If you don't watch my channel, you probably have no idea, and I'm assuming most of you haven't. This unit is like 50-50 with me. There are games where they are absolutely crazy. They're doing crazy damage. They're one-shotting every unit. And then there's other games where like I haven't changed anything about their build, and they're just suddenly like not doing damage. They're tanking very poorly. I don't know what it is with this unit, but they are still very good. Like, they went off the feature boost a couple days ago, and I've used them a lot since. They feel like feature boost didn't mean anything. Like, they have stood their ground without the feature boost. They are a very, very good unit. Literally just the Buu Bros, but better. I hope they give the Buu Bros a platinum equipment, by the way. Anyways, Gamma's Core Breaker, very strong. They also are a decent last man standing unit because of the fact that Gamma 1 can get his gauge back with a green card, and you get it back when you use the Core Breaker. I feel like this unit, again, I never said this yet. I've said this in my past videos, though. They are the most balanced unit in the game. I think this unit is the definition of balance. They feel like they do everything, but not too much of anything. They feel like they might lack damage, but they make up for it in Core Breaker. They might feel like they're not really good in team fight. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. It feels like when I face this unit, it really just comes down to the user. Is the user good at using them? That's how I feel with this unit, which means they're pretty balanced. Well, that doesn't really just mean that, but they're a balanced unit. They're the most balanced unit in the game. All right, so at number 4, we have Ultra Vegito Blue. Now, some people are probably going to be like, whoa, number 4? Shouldn't he be higher up? I can see an argument for this guy still being number 2 or 1, but in my opinion, I feel like because of the sheer amount of blue units running around in the meta, you have Android 17, Super Saiyan Goku, you have Sword of Hope, there's so many meta blue units that it makes it really hard for you to run this guy and have a good time, because every time I've ran him, if I'm in God rank, there always is a blue unit, and so he has a hard time doing damage. He has a hard time taking damage too. I always have to be very careful when I'm using him, and the problem with that is that there are other units in the game that are higher up than him that you don't really need to be as careful. And so, that being said, I still think Ultra Vegeta Blue is still very good. His green card, oh my god, his counter is still probably one of the best mechanics in the game. His blue card hits very hard. His ultimate deletes all of your cards, and even Art's action should not really exist. It's like the tappy thing. I mean, it takes, you just have to click your screen 8 times, and that's really easy to do, and then it destroys your opponent's cards, deals damage to the entire enemy team. I mean, this guy is nuts. I don't think he's really going to disappear. I feel like if we start seeing yellow units come more off, like, to put it into perspective, I think that Gofrieza is going to start getting counters soon, like characters that are made to stop them, and then this guy will have more time to shine. I feel like he's going to be around for a long time, but we'll see. Next up, we have the boy LF17. I spoke about him earlier. This guy has 2 advantages when his gauge is full. He deletes your buffs whenever you use an ultimate or rush, I think. He reduces the damage that blue cards do, and he heals the entire team when a blue card, ultimate, or rush is used. I mean, that's just the borderline of what this guy does. He's also he's a solid damage dealer. He heals your team. Like, dude, this guy, I don't know. He's going to be relevant for a long time. I know I say that with most of these top 10 units, but I feel like with this guy, the fact that he came out, I think midway through last year, right? I think with sometime in February to April. I forget his first release date, but this guy is he's going to be here for a while. So he came out August 3rd. Oh no, this was Selgi. That's when he got rebanned. He came out January. Okay, so he came out in mid-January and then stopped mid-February. This guy is going to be so good for so long because of how much he brings to your team. And especially with power creep kind of being more stable than it was a year ago, it gives him more time, more room to be as strong as he is. I wish I had him too, because I would abuse the living crap out of him, let me tell you guys. At number 2, we have the legendary Super Saiyan Goku. The new one, not the old one. Oh man, this guy brings comboing to a whole nother level. Him and Ginyu are the two like demons of Legends right now. Whenever I see Ginyu or him on the team, I'm like, oh no. On top of this guy, kind of has the Zamasu passive built into his... He has the Gogeta and Zamasu passive, where when he attacks, he'll gain a little bit of ki. A little bit. He gets like 40, 50 ki. And when you attack him, he'll reduce your ki and he'll heal a little bit. Like, dude, this guy can be decent. He can be a decent defensive option. I don't think it's really what you should use him for, but he can be a very solid defensive option. And he gets those counts back whenever an opponent or when an ally dies for the first time. So he has 5 charges. You can reduce the opponent's ki by 100, technically speaking. An ally dies, then you can do it again. And you also heal by 3% every time you take a hit. So, dude, this guy's crazy. I mean, if you pair that with health regen, like any unit that boosts health regen, like I think LF does, dude, he's just gonna heal. And his ult can snipe people if you have his gauge filled. Sniping is crazy. I think those of you that are experienced in this game know that if you can snipe a unit, the unit is like almost automatically just good. Well, that's not exactly true, but for the most part. He also nullifies cover change for 10 counts. He gets card draw. Oh man, he is a menace. But there's someone even more menacing. I'm sure you were expecting it. At number 1, we have Gofrieza. Oh boy, they're going to be around for a while. Again, I've said that a lot, but it is especially true with these like top 5 or 6 characters, because Gofrieza has so much control over the match. Even if it's not just like physical control, they have psychological control. I think all of you going against this unit are always keeping in the back of your head, this unit is crazy. They'll delete my buffs if I rush them. They'll counter my rush. Oh my god. Not to mention their green card is nuts. Their blue card does so much damage. The Frieza side of this unit does... Like, dude. How do you stop this unit? And it sucks, again, that I don't have them. I invested so much critical in them. I didn't... So I would put them lower just to, you know, insult them and because I'm mad. But they're truly just... They're number 1. And they're going to be number 1 for some time. Legend... We're going to see what happens at Legends Festival. I really wonder what they're going to do, because this unit should not be reigning for as long as they are. Kid Goku was not a good enough answer. We need something more to stop this unit. They've been reigning for too long. Ultra Vegito Blue has been getting targeted. Give this unit some hate. Come on. And by that, I mean, let's see some counters. Anyways, that's my top 10 list. Comment down below if you agree or not. I'm sure you probably disagree and have some thoughts. So let me know. Let me know what you think. Do you think maybe there's a new number 1? Maybe there's someone else that wasn't on this list that should be here? Let me know. Anyways, goodbye.